Hey, Mr. Perry, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. So last time we met, we went over a few issues that you're dealing with, and I kind of got a picture of your story. And today I just wanted to work with you again as your case manager so that we can work together to set some goals for your future and make a plan in order to move forward with you. But before we do that, I wanted to cover some gray areas last time before we met just so I can get a greater picture of what's going on with you and some more of your pressing issues that you brought in. Last time you were here, you mentioned that you were divorced, you have your nephew that lives with you, and that you're going through some medical issues right now with arthritis and glaucoma, and you're feeling a little bit depressed. Do you still feel depressed, or are you feeling a little bit better today?
Not too much better. Things haven't really gotten better,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm still struggling. So,
Okay. Um, so why don't you tell me a little bit more about your nephew? Has he gotten any closer to getting a job? I know last time you mentioned that he might be working or looking for a job.
um, not really. I mean, he's been here for the last 4 months, and it's kind of one of those things where he'll says he's looking, but I'm not real sure of
Mm-hmm.
how much effort he's putting in. Just getting kind of frustrating. And it's making things more difficult for me because I don't make a whole lot of money, so kind of struggle to take care of it sometimes.
What I'm hearing is that you have your nephew that lives with you, but he is not really a support for you financially, um, and so you're saying that you're frustrated with that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone else that you could talk to about getting support from? Do you have any other friends or family members that you could reach out to in that aspect?
Yeah, I have some friends that I depend on for rides, um, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, well, something positive out of that is that I'm hearing is that you do have some friends that are willing to give you rides. How about like support groups? Are you a part of any groups, anything like a church organization or within the community that is supportive to you at all?
No.
No, not at all. Okay. Um, so, and also last time you mentioned finances as being the number one concern for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, how is that looking for you? Is it still like,
Yeah, I still working as a janitor. I make like 1,200 a month,
mm-hmm,
which is it's just not enough,
mm-hmm,
especially with my nephew staying with me now, and
mm-hmm.
so my expenses have increased in the last few months, and I just don't make enough to take care of everything.
Working out your financial situation is the top priority for us. Is that correct?
Um, yeah, that would help. I'm struggling to keep everything kind of in check,
Okay.
with bills and medical expenses and all that. So yeah, if, financial help would be good.
Mm-hmm. And I'm also hearing that we need to work on a support system for you and getting you some help, just like helping you out a little bit because it seems like your nephew doesn't really put much effort into trying to find a job from what I'm hearing from you. So maybe we can work on making a plan to have you talk with him and see what kinds of things we can do with that situation. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, um, yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so let's go ahead and work on making a plan for you. Since financial is a really big stressor for you, and you mentioned you were here and a little bit today about having trouble paying your rent and utility bills, is getting food still problem for you too?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, and what about paying for medication?
all of it, really.
Yeah.
I'm just struggling with all that right now.
Okay, well, let's look at all of this together. So if you had to narrow it down to what's the most pressing issue right now for you as far as paying your rent, utility bills, and getting food, paying for medication, and all those things that fall under the financial issues that you're struggling with, what do you think is the most pressing issue for you under that category?
Would probably be housing expenses
Okay.
because they're I'm already behind on my rent. They're about to turn my lights off.
That's very true.
So if I don't get help with that soon, I'm gonna be homeless. Which I can't do at my age. I don't think I would make it if that happened.
Okay, so it sounds like getting help with your rent and paying the utility bills is the most pressing issue. And then after that, we can look at helping to get you food and also getting you support for your medication and helping you pay for that as well. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, that would be very helpful.
All right. And so here at the Salvation Army, we can actually help you with paying your rent and getting your utility bill paid for. And we can also help you in working on budgeting for you and just managing your finances in a better way that'll help you to figure out, okay, so if my bill is due on this date, what can I do to manage my money? Does that sound like a good idea for you? Okay.
Yeah.
And there are some other places in town. I don't know if you've heard about other places in Waco that provide services for utility bills and rent as well, but McLennan County Assistance Programs also do that. So if you were looking into more resources and references later down the line, those would be good ones. But overall, like, we can work here with you and help you get that situated. And the next pressing issue we were going to look at is food for you. And here at the Salvation Army, we have a few options for that. One of those is that we serve hot meals here 365 days a year at our community kitchen, which is located in downtown Waco. We have 3 meals a day. Breakfast is usually at 7 in the morning, lunch is around 12:30, and dinner is at 5. So I know transportation is an issue for you, but if you were downtown during those hours, you could come and get free food from our services there. Also, we have a food pantry that works to provide groceries for individuals like yourself and families that need to get enough food to get through the month. And since you're over 62 years of age, you are eligible for that here at the Salvation Army. And if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, we could help provide you for groceries for the first 30 days. And then after that, we can meet again and see where you are and what kinds of needs you will need from there. Also, if you wanted to look into it, Waco has a program agency called Lone Star Card, and it provides food stamps. And looking into this, you also qualify for it because, like you told me, with your job as a janitor, you make around $1,200 a month, and all you have to do to get food stamps is make less than $1,245 a month. And I know it's a really vulnerable thing to get food stamps, but if that is the extent that we have to go for that, then I think that that would be a really good resource for you. If you wanted to look into that, I could help you figure all that stuff out, but I think that would be a good option for you as well. And there are also various church groups that have pantries. Some of them include Highland Baptist, Lakeshore Baptist Church, and First Baptist of Woodway. So there are a lot of options for food, and we can really work together to find the best resources for you out there that'll help. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, great. And then I just also wanted to mention with you the issue of support and the lack thereof with your nephew and not really having a very strong system and someone there that'll help you financially. And I know that right now he's not willing to get a job, but I think what we can work on together is just helping you to find ways to talk with him about, he's living here with me, so in order to financially keep up with bills and provide for the two of you, like I think it's a conversation that you may want to have with him, and hopefully he will follow through with that. And because I know it can be hard living on your own, needless like having another person there living with you.
Yeah.
So, are there any other concerns with that in general for you?
No, not especially. It's just the rent and utilities and that I'm most worried about. But I think you mentioned some good options. So.
Okay, great. And also, I just wanted to touch base with you about your feelings of depression that you mentioned earlier you're still having. Would you be interested in looking into a counseling group or some type of support group for that? Would that be something you're interested in doing?
Well, I've never done counseling before. I don't know. Maybe I'd have to think about it. But
Okay, well, we can look into that and talk about it next time we meet. But just so we know, I was actually wondering what kind of insurance you had. So, in case you did want to know, I could find somewhere that would be either cheap or free for you to go if you decided that would be an option.
I'm on Medicare.
Medicare? Okay. And there are some places in Waco that I can get you plugged into if you find out. But basically, I feel like what we need to do is get you situated with your rent and utilities and everything with your home and the food situation working, and then hopefully you can talk with your nephew and he will have a good understanding about what you need from him while he's living with you. And next time we meet, we can talk about that and see if things are improving. But so what I would like you to do is or what I would like to do for you is work with you to make sure that you've reached out to others for support. Let's just agree that you will go and talk with your nephew about ways that he can be more supportive for you. So hopefully next time we meet, we can look and see where you are with that, and we can just discuss our thoughts about contacting your nephew and asking him to help you out. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So overall today we've talked about just getting a better picture of you and what you came in today and what you brought in. And I know this hasn't been easy for you, but what do you think about the next steps? Do you think that it's manageable? Is it doable for you?
Yeah, I mean, I can talk to my nephew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can do that. It shouldn't be too difficult.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Hopefully he will be understanding of that too. I know that can kind of be hard to approach him, but
yeah, I can do it though.
okay. So it seems like our next steps are going to be to look at these resources, and I'll make some calls myself and contact some people for you. And I'll make up a reference list for you so you can get into contact with some people if you would like for what we talked about today and setting up your goals. And then we'll make an appointment to meet again so that we can see how you're doing from here. And hopefully you'll have a better sense of support and more financial stability next time we meet. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in and meeting with me, Mr. Perry.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. You have a good day.